Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to this exciting event to announce Salt Lake City's latest round of solar installations on 7 separate government facilities, including here at Fire Station number 10. These projects are the latest positive step forward in the city's march toward 100% renewable energy. Salt Lake City is committed to renewable energy for a variety of reasons. Enhance resiliency, improve public health, reduce damage to our natural environment, and of course, to do our part to mitigate climate change. With every solar project we complete as a city, we move closer to our goals and more in line with our aim to responsibly power our homes, businesses, and of course, government facilities like this fire station. You will hear shortly from Chief Lieb from the Fire Department and Tyler Poulson from the Department of Sustainability. They will share more background on this project at Fire Station number 10, plus the solar panels that were recently installed at 6 other state sites. However, I want to take some time to share updates on our more comprehensive energy goals and how we are moving forward. When we committed to 100% renewable electricity last summer, we were the 16th city in the country to make this commitment and the first community in Utah to do so. Fast forward just 1 year later, there are now 2 other communities in Utah that have made this commitment, including Moab and Park City. The attention and support Salt Lake City has received since announcing our ambitious goals has been tremendous and is very welcome to us. As we all know, Salt Lake City cannot make this transition to clean energy and successfully address climate change on our own. To that end, I was honored last year to be named co-chair of the Mayors for 100% Clean Energy campaign being spearheaded nationally by Sierra Club. I was joined as co-chair by 3 other mayors across both political spectrums and geographic landscape in our country. The momentum of Mayors for 100% Clean Energy combined with a collective response to federal inaction and climate change has resulted in 150 mayors across the country committing to 100% clean energy just this last year. This is an incredible shared achievement given how rare these pledges are or were just a year ago. As the U.S. Conference of Mayors annual meeting in June, further supporting for clean energy was a bolstering when the body itself adopted a nonpartisan joint resolution endorsing 100% renewable energy. This same meeting delivered a separate resolution calling for climate action at the federal level and for strengthening the network of the U.S. cities working together to reduce carbon pollution and build more climate resilient communities. We have seen yet again how important this work is, given the natural disasters that have so drastically affected our fellow cities in this last month. Solar on the rooftops of government facilities represents just one of the ways we are marching toward a clean energy future. Earlier this year, the Rocky Mountain Power Subscriber Solar Project came online in central Utah, adding 81,000 solar panels to the generation mix of powering Utah. Salt Lake City was the single largest subscriber to this program, enrolling 90 separate electric meters powering our government operations and doubling the amount of clean electricity dedicated to our facilities. We are also working with Rocky Mountain Power to envision a much larger scale renewable energy project to ensure the city meets our government operations goals of being 50% powered by renewable energy by 2020. Beyond government facilities, we are also collaborating to succeed on the larger goal of 100% renewable electricity for the entire Salt Lake City community by 2032. This vision is part of a comprehensive package of clean energy solutions, including more robust energy efficiency efforts, support for electric vehicles, and a smarter, more resilient grid. These goals are described in greater detail in our new climate positive vision found at slcgreen.com and in the Clean Energy Implementation Plan jointly published by the City and Rocky Mountain Power this past spring. There is still a great deal of work to do, but we have partnerships, and they are strong. The economics of renewable energy continue to improve, and the growing national support for this transition has been highly energized. Thank you for joining us today. We look forward to sharing more about our latest round of solar projects and also celebrating the future of clean energy development. I also want to say thank you to Chief Lieb, to you and your team for your service, and thank you for embracing clean energy as part of our department's identity. That partnership means a great deal to me. Chief Lieb, the time is yours.
Thank you, Mayor Biskupski, and thank you to your team of city officials and private companies that are here that make projects like this a reality. As a fire department, we're proud to be part of your efforts to create facilities with renewable energy. The vision of the Salt Lake City Fire Department is to provide exceptional emergency care with progression and efficiency. And I think projects like this really, they attain both objectives. It's not often that a city this size builds new fire stations or makes improvements to public facilities in the interest of our environment. It's a significant undertaking that requires a commitment from both city leaders and residents alike, but it's worth it. And we're honored to be part of Salt Lake City's commitment to construct energy efficient, functional facilities. For example, in 2013, we completed and now operate out of a LEED Platinum Net Zero public safety building. It's a state-of-the-art facility, and we really enjoy having it. In addition, the current design and construction of stations 14 and 3, which are also Net Zero LEED certified gold. These are the second and third of their kind nationally, and we look forward to sharing that with everyone that's here when they're completed. And now these improvements to include solar panels here at Station 10 and others, including Stations 1, 3, 5, 13, and 14. These projects not only meet the city's goal to build efficient, environmentally friendly buildings, they also contribute to our mission to impact the community positively. The fire department, of course, is committed to making an impact on emergency scenes throughout Salt Lake City. But our team is also committed to promoting and representing the sustainability goals of our city as well as those of the community. These stations aren't just where we work, but the firefighters consider them to be their second homes. They're part of our greater brand of the fire department. And as a public safety entity, I feel this is important to the residents that we serve to demonstrate that we do not take the quality of life here in Salt Lake City for granted. It's a great place to live, work, and play, and we'd like to keep it that way. As a department, we have reduced our carbon output and unnecessary fuel usage through modifications of our response model. We have made a commitment to invest in hybrid fleet vehicles and light response vehicles. We are incorporating xeriscape landscapes around our station. And even most importantly, we distribute fire department branded reusable grocery bags to all our firefighters at the stations and to the residents who would like them, and they love shopping with our reusable grocery bags. When the Salt Lake City Fire Department sets an example for conservation and energy efficiency, we're proud to be doing our part for a sustainable model of emergency service, not just for today, but for a generation of tomorrow. Now I'd like to turn the time over to our final speaker, Tyler Poulson, from the Department of Sustainability. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Chief. Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Tyler Poulson, and I work on energy and climate change programs and projects for Salt Lake City. Building off the mayor's comments and what we heard from the fire chief, I also want to offer my thanks and acknowledgement to the individuals that helped make this series of 7 solar projects a reality. I'm sure I'm going to miss a few people, but here are some of the names that worked together to make these projects a success. We have Dat Pham from the city's engineering division, who managed the overall project, Jim Cleland, Riley Bird, Fong Win, Cameron Scott, and that's it, from the city's facilities division, who didn't just help with this project, but continue to move Salt Lake City closer to our goals with all of their efforts, including energy efficiency, conservation, and electric vehicle charging stations at city facilities. Captain Kevin Kochevar, I hope I got that right, with the fire department coordinated all the on-site logistics for each of the fire station installations. Preston Croxford and Ralph Stanislaw from Archiplex Group, and Ken Gardner from Ken Gardner Engineering for supporting project scoping and oversight services. And finally, the very large and helpful team from SunUs, including Steiner and Jason and everybody else who helped lead these efforts. They finalized the project plans, secured permits, and got on the roofs throughout this very hot summer to make all these projects a reality. So thank you very much to SunUs, a Utah-based company, for their professionalism and hard work across all 7 of these solar sites. So as was mentioned, the installation we see here at Fire Station 10 is just one of 7 separate municipal solar projects completed over the last few months. In total, 756 solar panels were installed at these facilities, and they will generate an estimated 320,000 kilowatt hours of electricity each year. To put that into context, generating the same amount of electricity with coal, as one example, would require burning roughly 350,000 pounds of coal annually. Additionally, all of the solar panels that you see are warrantied for 25 years. And during that time, the total amount of electricity generation will be equivalent to burning over 8 million pounds of coal. An incredible feat for this series of solar projects. As the mayor mentioned, Salt Lake City is intent on moving to net 100% renewable electricity for government facilities and ultimately for the broader community. From a technical perspective, we fully believe these goals are achievable and that they also can be achieved in a financially prudent manner, particularly when you consider the value of pollution reductions along with the numerous other benefits to society that renewable energy brings. Rooftop solar, like the project we see here at Fire Station 10, has been growing at a roughly exponential rate in the Salt Lake City community since 2010. This means we've seen an annual doubling in the total amount of solar panels installed in Salt Lake City limits in recent years, and we now believe there are over 60,000 total solar panels installed within our community. Solar is similarly booming elsewhere in Utah. The Solar Energy Industry Association, a national nonprofit, reported that Utah was second in the country in terms of the total amount of solar installed in 2016, trailing only California. We are now also second nationally in terms of the total amount of solar installed per capita. So long story short, renewable energy continues to become more cost-effective and approachable for customers at all scales. And when we evaluate our net community electricity needs versus new renewable energy development that's possible in Utah, we're confident that a 100% net renewable electricity target can be achieved for Salt Lake City.